choice for professional wrestling should be the American Wrestling Federation.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next contest is scheduled for 3 rounds. Introducing first from St. Louis, weighing 271 pounds, Ron Powers!
Well, welcome aboard, everybody. It's American Wrestling Federation action, and big Ron Powers in the ring. Terry Taylor, I know you're very high on Ron Powers.
Tony Atlas!
Yeah, I am. I wanted to get the introduction of Tony Atlas in there. We got a veteran right there, Mr. USA, Tony Atlas, former bodybuilder, tremendous strong man, 600-pound bench press. That's about 50 pounds less than my mother-in-law weighs. And then we go in there, we have Ron Powers, who I think is a great, young, up-and-coming wrestler. I think he's got all the potential in the world, and all he needs is a win over a superstar the caliber of Tony Atlas to jettison him to the top of the rankings. And a little bit later on this hour, ladies and gentlemen, the tournament will continue. One very, very disappointed man is Mr. USA Tony Atlas. Rico Suave is singly responsible for Tony Atlas being eliminated from the tournament. Yeah, but I'll tell you, he thought that tournament match was tough. He's going to be in for the fight of his life against this Ron Powers, but he's doing the right thing. He's not looking back, he's looking ahead. And he backs big Ron Powers into the turnbuckle, into the corner, and he threatens with that big right hand. Oh! Powers with a shove of his own, and Ron Powers certainly is no slouch either. But Atlas tossed him around like a 5-pound sack of flour. Did I say that? I told you so. Look at the strength. The 600-pound bench press. Powers goes about 260. Speaking of big men, why don't we go to my favorite segment? It's the Warrior Corner.
Russia's Tommy Rich and your manager Rico Suave. Next week, Tommy Rich, you and I are going to find out who the better man is. Next week, Tommy Rich, you're going to find out why they call this the Slaughter Cannon, why they call this the Cobra Clutch, and why they call me Sergeant Slaughter, the American Wrestling Federation champion.
Well, there's a man who certainly means business in Sergeant Slaughter. Sarge certainly issuing a warning to Rico Suave and company. Yeah, he is, but he got wrapped past the first round, and it doesn't get any better because he's going up against luscious Tommy Rich. He knows he's got his work cut out. That's going to be 2 former world heavyweight champions going against each other in this tournament, which is so important. Well, you talk about credentials and credibility in the American Wrestling Federation, loaded with star talent, and this tournament... No, not you, for heaven's sakes. And this tournament, the talk of the wrestling world, I am so eager to see who eventually comes to the top and wins this championship. Yeah, well, that's later on in the show, though. Right now, we have 2 guys that are in it. This is not a tournament match. 2 guys vying to get maybe a title match later on. Tony Atlas using those great latissimus, then gluteus maximus muscles to extricate himself and reverses the situation in a big full Nelson. What did you say? I'm not sure. Ron Powers seeks the safety of that top rope. Well, it turned out to be not so safe as Tony Atlas unceremoniously drops the big man right on the back of his head. Tony Atlas, we have mentioned so many times, what a tremendous competitor this is. Spends hours and hours in the gym, as he has for so many years. He takes this sport very, very serious. Yeah, and so does everybody in the American Wrestling Federation, because they know this is the wrestling of the 21st century. We have rounds, not any other wrestling organization does. Referee has the final say, keeps a scorecard. If it goes through the full 3-minute round, 3 rounds, then the referee makes a decision. Touch the referee, it's a disqualification. Over the top rope, it's a disqualification. And these guys are keeping it right down the middle, because the president, Paul Zapperstein, will enforce the rules and keep the referees in charge.
Once again, it's Paul Alperstein, the president of the American Wrestling Federation.
Who cares?
And right now, Ron Powers taking off on Tony Atlas. Oh! He ran right into that size 13, right to the mouth, and Atlas is on fire.
Yeah, Atlas loves that foot to the face. He's an incredible athlete, uses that in his matches whenever he can, practices that move as much as he can, uses that headbutt. That head is hard as a rock. We got 30 seconds left in this round.
And now Tony Atlas with that methodical style. It doesn't appear as if Tony is going for any pinny combinations.
Well, this is a submission move, Karsh. If you know anything, he's trying to get a submission. He's got 17 this Ron Powers to give up. Can he make it do it? Can he get the submission? He's got 10 seconds to do it.
I'm going to go out and get a cup of coffee. Apparently, you want to handle this yourself.
If I want it done right, I'll do it myself.
I was going to say this is a submission maneuver, and Powers is able to last out the round, and what a matchup so far, ladies and gentlemen. Tony Atlas, he may be disappointed over not being in the championship tournament, but certainly showing no ill effects here against Ron Powers.
No, he isn't. Ron Powers, though, on the other hand, looks pretty rough. He's hanging onto that rope. Tony got a drinking problem.
That he does, and Tony Atlas.
Bigger every time.
They sure do. Stay with us. We're coming right back, everybody, with the American Wrestling action now. And Ron Powers timed that right to the second when that bell rang. He does not want to face the possibility of another fine from President Paul Alperstein.
Boy, what a spin move. He looked like the Diva lies you on. Tony Atlas like that. I guarantee you, you hit a guy in the face the caliber of Tony Atlas, he gets fired up. I'll tell you, look at this heavy leather being thrown in the corner. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and it always goes back to the basics, back to a side headlock.
Tony Atlas, Powers, Ron Powers off. There's a shoulder tackle, absolutely ineffectual. He did not move Tony Atlas at all, and again, well, that time at least he backed him up to the ropes. You've got a couple of behemoths in there right now. Over the top. Oh, look at this now. Great strength by Tony Atlas.
You think Tony Atlas is on his last leg? You think he's done? He pulls out a maneuver like that, push slam, and he got it.
That is it.
Out of nowhere.
Well, I'll tell you, unpredictability, the name of the game in the American Wrestling Federation. Ron Powers took the offense right from the opening bell here, but Tony Atlas turned it around just that fast.
That's the mark of a true professional. And look at the size of those arms. I hate it. His waist is smaller than his chest. Nothing like me. What a body on this guy.
Nothing like you indeed. Take another look.
Right here, you see these two squaring off. Tony, tremendous strength in that upper body, shoves it right down on his backside, uses that tremendous latissimus dorsi muscle, which Karsh has none of, breaks that full Nelson. Ladies and gentlemen, you won't believe how hard that is to do. Great intensity right there shown on the face of Tony Atlas. He's a great competitor. He's in the American Wrestling Federation, not in the tournament anymore. He lost, still on fire. Great headbutt there. Boy, I'll tell you what, this guy has got it all together. And I still like this Ron Powers. When he gets it all together, he is going to be a superstar in the making.
Look at the strength of Tony Atlas, tossing Ron Powers to the canvas, and that might have done it right there.
Shut up, Karsh. I'm doing the slow-mo. He follows it up with a full body splash and gets the 1-2-3 on a great young superstar.
Indeed, Tony Atlas victorious. Let's send it right now to our broadcast colleague, Mr. Ken Resnick.
Tito Santana with me. Tito, last week, the victim of a vicious attack from Hercules, orchestrated by Sheik Adnan Al-Kaisi in the midst of the tournament. Tito, first off, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling a little bruised, Ken. I'm feeling a little bruised on the outside and real bruised in the inside, Sheik. You know, you try to have Hercules put me out of the tournament, but he didn't get the job done. Now you've got this other animal coming at me, Mr. Hughes. And I'll guarantee you one thing, Mr. Hughes will not get the job done. I've never liked you, Sheik, and if you stick your nose in this, I'm gonna have something left for you, I guarantee you. The American Wrestling Federation Championship is important to me, and not you, Sheik. Nor you, Mr. Hughes, is gonna keep me from getting to the top, baby. I'm ready.
One thing for certain, this time Tito Santana will indeed be watching his backside. The competition for the AWF title, tougher and tougher.
Arriba!
Well, there's a man certainly fired up. Tito Santana, you get that Latin temper going, and there are a lot of wrestlers in the American Wrestling Federation that are going to pay some heavy dues.
Yeah, I've never seen Tito Santana that vocal. Man, I like this kid. He's got a future in the American Wrestling Federation.
Well, there's no question about that, but his opponent, tremendous reputation.
He is the fabulous Freebird, Michael P.S. Hayes.
Well, here he is, the charter member of the fabulous Freebirds, Michael P.S. Hayes. What a flamboyant superstar in the world of professional wrestling here in the American Wrestling Federation. You know Michael Hayes very well.
Yes, I do. This guy wrote this song, sang this song, if you want to call it singing. He loves wrestling. He loves being in the rock and roll business. He's got an album out, and he said, I like singing, but I really like to wrestle. So here he is in the greatest wrestling in the world, the American Wrestling Federation.
Man Street USA playing in the background.
Yeah, and I wanted to say something. If you're in the Chicagoland area, April 29th, go to Cicero Stadium in Cicero. On the 30th, the next day, Hammond at the Civic Center. You'll see Tito Santana, Johnny Gunn, Chris Adams, the Powers Boys, and Bob Orton Jr., plus many other great stars, excluding Karsh.
Well, I'll miss that one, Terry, but I'm sure you'll give me a full report.
You know I will, and it'll be accurate.
Michael P.S. Hayes, nice arm drag takedown. Oh, look at Hayes. He's proud of himself.
I think he hurt himself. He was trying to get the cramps out or something.
Michael P.S. Hayes throughout the 1980s and now into the 90s, a member of the fabulous Freebird combination. Oh, what a high hip toss. And look at Hayes.
Look at that strut.
Oh, he's mastered that, hasn't he, over the years?
Isn't that a disqualification?
What?
The way he was shaking his buttocks.
Well, if Ed Sullivan was still here, he'd shoot that shot from the waist up. I guarantee
It ought to be. Great move by Bobby Bradley. I like this kid. See PS keep walking around so the kid can't get that arm bar well. Michael Hayes been around the block a few times.
Well, that he has.
Good move. 1, 2. This is not a tournament match. Michael P.S. Hayes was in the drawing but did not get drawn, and he's upset about it.
Well, and it shows right now he's a little off his game plan. Reversal by Bradley. Oh, man, he caught him. Hayes picks him up. Big slam. Oh, Hayes is on fire right now. Drops the elbow right across the sternum.
Hayes is bigger than I've ever seen him. He's living that rock star lifestyle. Wow, man, he is really putting this offense together.
There's a snap air into that reverse chin lock. Michael P.S. Hayes yells the word Freebirds to the crowd. Very, very proud of that heritage. And look at that face.
What a mug on this guy. He came into the American Wrestling Federation. He said, I don't care if you want me to sing, dance, color commentate, wrestle, it doesn't matter. I can do it better than anybody, and I'm going to. And he just plowed Bobby Bradley. Poor Bradley. I mean, this kid's got a great potential. He can do some great moves. And he's just getting hammered.
Well, he blocks that attempt, and now he reverses 2 shots into the turnbuckle, but Hayes quick to respond. Off the ropes, he ducks the clothesline, does Bradley. Whoa, he landed on a steel. What a shot.
Right to the temple. Left hand illegal, but it looks like Bradley's hurt. And an elbow. Got him.
Talk about a turnaround just like that. Bradley ran into that shot from Michael P.S. Hayes, and the Freebird himself just that quick. This is absolutely amazing. Just when you thought Bob Bradley might be turning it on just a little bit, Michael Hayes, Johnny on the spot, and everything turned around.
Yeah, great match by Michael P.S. Hayes. He ruled tag team wrestling in the 80s. Can the other Freebirds be far behind? Great hip block there, showing his ability as a single wrestler. Bobby Bradley, I like this kid a lot. Great body slam here, great positioning of the body, throws it right down to the mat on the lower back, follows it up with his elbow. Look at the height he gets on this. All that weight down on the neck, boom! Bradley's in trouble right here, still has enough left. Gives Hayes a good match, and look at that, right to the temple. This kid spun around, legs gave out right like a boxer. The lights were out, and P.S. Hayes laying all over him like a bad fitting coat.
Well, there's no question about that. Very impressive victory for Michael P.S. Hayes here in the American Wrestling Federation. Stay with us, everybody. When we come back, the championship tournament in the American Wrestling Federation continues. First round action, and what a matchup it is as the Warlord gets into the ring with gentleman Chris Adams. Don't you dare go away. First round action in the American Wrestling Federation championship tournament continues.
Yeah, and here comes got to be one of the guys who's a favorite.
In England, weighing 235 pounds, gentleman Chris Adams.
Well, here is gentleman Chris Adams, and Terry, we've said right from the outset, having been schooled in the round system in Europe, has to make gentleman Chris Adams one of the favorites in this tournament.
Yeah, he grew up, he knows all about the round systems, the strategy, he knows how to make a game plan. This guy's in great shape, just got back from a tour in Japan. Brother Neil is a judo expert, and Chris, they say, is a better judo guy and wrestler.
Well, there's no question one of the great talents in this sport, but what an opponent will be staring at Chris Adams from across the ring.
And here we see, hear about it, the Warlord. Wait till you see this guy.
Oh, what a monster of a man.
If it was me, I'd be giving up right now. Look at the size of this guy.
You know, the question is, does scientific technique, oh man, would you look at that face?
I don't want to.
Does scientific technique and wrestling skill match up against the power and the strength of an individual like the Warlord?
Well, I guess we'll find out, because we have 3 4-minute rounds to find out if this big man can take Chris Adams. Well, I don't know if he can or not. Chris Adams has made a career out of beating bigger guys.
Well, Terry, so many times you have said that a smaller man relies on leverage. Once you get him down on the mat, everybody is the same size, but that's a task in itself, getting somebody like the Warlord down to the canvas.
Look at the size of his legs. I mean, can you ankle pick this guy? Can you lay dive him? What can you do to get him on his back? Because I know this guy can bench press 600 pounds, so if you're laying on him, off he goes too. What a physical specimen.
Well, the game of human chess, you're going to see it right now to see if Chris Adams can overcome this tremendous size difference.
Yeah, there's all sorts of size differences, weight differences in the American Wrestling Federation. And whoever wins this match is going to go against the winner of the Powers and Valentine match later on in the hour. Let's go to the Warrior Corner and hear from a Warrior in the American Wrestling Federation.
There's a rumor going around that Johnny Gunn is the dark horse of the tournament. There's people that think that he's going to go a long, long way. Well, let me tell you something, Johnny Gunn. I ride dark horses into the dirt, boy, and I'm going to do the same thing to you.
Wow, a very confident Cowboy Bob Orton Jr., and as we were hearing from him, the Warlord was manhandling gentleman Chris Adams. Chris is having one heck of a time in there, Terry.
Well, you have to think that because of the size difference. When this guy's gas tank is full, the Warlord, all that strength comes into play. Oh, man. Crossbody caught into a body slam. But when he starts getting tired, those muscles are a negative because they're just excess weight.
Oh, and he rolled out of the way that time. There's the speed of Chris Adams. Drop kick. Oh, he nailed him right under the chin.
He got him down.
Oh, and Adams is hot right now as the Warlord beats a hasty retreat to the ringside floor, and he is confused and befuddled right now.
Yeah, but he's not really showing the effects of that drop kick other than frustration. What's going through the mind of Chris Adams right now? He got the big man down, but he didn't hurt him.
What a matchup, ladies and gentlemen. And again, every match in this tournament, so important. The American Wrestling Federation, that prestigious championship, awaits the winner eventually of this tournament. And as I said, Terry, the talk of the wrestling world, this is the greatest. This is the American Wrestling Federation.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the mailman for the American Wrestling Federation. They got cards and letters blowing in, people saying how great this is, how they love the action. Having a tournament with every single match on television, there must be a winner. Unbelievable, almost unheard
wrestling anymore. You know, Terry, as I'm watching the Warlord, there's not a lot of finesse, not a lot of science, but everything is high impact. He puts all his strength and muscle behind every shot. Oh, wait, Cam. Oh!
Well, that's a scary look when that guy comes roaring in there. He is huge. Chris Adams doing what he has to do. Dress-stick times, make dress-stick measures. Top rope splash, 1, 2, crossbody off the top. And he almost squashed Gronke with the power of the Warlord pushing him off.
Well, he tossed Chris Adams off like a feather pillow. Oh, wait a second. What a maneuver by Chris Adams. Can he get the big man over?
No leverage. He didn't have him leaning back. There was no leverage on that. Chris Adams paid the price. 330 pounds dropping down on him.
Had to have a couple of ribs go that time, Terry. Incredible strength exhibited by the Warlord. I cannot get over the size of this man. Ladies and gentlemen, you see him on television, but I am here to tell you, you stand next to him, he's like the Empire State Building, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah, he's a big, strong, impressive man, and you got to be intimidated to get in the ring against a guy like this. Chris Adams right now has got to be wondering what he has got to do to last 23 more seconds.
For the cover count of 1 and 2. He flail kicked his way out of that one. Give Adams some credit.
See how he uses his body? He twisted to get out of there. He didn't try to throw that big man up. Small package inside cradle. 2, 3, oh, man, and 9 seconds left. We almost had an upset. I think it's an upset by the size difference alone.
Well, there's no question about that as we are in the waning seconds. And that's it. The time has elapsed. And the Warlord picked Adams up with that bear hug just after the bell had rung there. Very, very close. And Chris Adams may have bought himself a new lease on life.
Yeah, you got to keep in mind that Zapperstein is out. He's fine crazy. If you don't abide by the rules, you're out of here.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming right back. Stay with us. Round 2. Ladies and gentlemen, back we are in a very interesting first round as the Warlord seemed to take the measure of Chris Adams for a good portion of round number 1.
Well, I had to think that was going to be the case. A size difference like this, you've got to wear the big man down or make him make a mistake. And Chris Adams on an inside cradle almost caught the wind with about 9 seconds left.
And ladies and gentlemen, we want to reiterate too, gentlemen, Chris Adams going into this tournament was made one of the odds-on favorites because of that training in the round system and style. But to this point, you got to give the Warlord some credit. He is really taking the measure of the man from Stratford-on-Avon.
In this tournament, as in every match in the American Wrestling Federation, there's 3 4-minute rounds. If there is a time limit draw, the referee, in this case Gary Gronke, will have a scorecard. There will be a winner determined by his scoring. If you throw your opponent over the top rope, handle the referee, which why would you if it's Gronke? That's an automatic disqualification. Paul Alperstein is watching these matches. I said it right. He'll never forgive me. Zapperstein is ringside watching this, making sure that these are right down the middle and there are winners and losers. And if the referee makes a decision, Zapperstein sticks with that decision.
Well, I guarantee you that Paul Alperstein and the American Wrestling Federation want the name on the marquee to mean just what it says, wrestling. And you'll see more pure wrestling in the American Wrestling Federation than anywhere else.
Yeah, and you see Chris Adams grimacing. I don't know if it's the breath of that big man or the life being smashed out of him. Great elbow to the face, which is a legal move, as is that kick to the face by the big man.
Now, Terry, here's a situation where the Warlord, in that methodical style, this is giving gentleman Chris Adams at least some breathing room when he stalks his prey. You've got to follow up on a man like Chris Adams.
Yeah, Chris Adams, not the biggest guy in the American Wrestling Federation. He's got credentials, and you can't measure the size of a guy's heart. This is a mistake if you ask me. Up there too long. See, he's not hurt. He landed on his feet, but Chris Adams got the rest he needed. That super kick will drop a normal, ordinary man. I said a mortal man, and he didn't drop this monster. Oh! Belly to back.
Now, 1, 2.
Adams got his shoulder up, and the Warlord didn't. Warlord thinks he won, but he didn't rotate his shoulder. It's got to be the decision. From this angle, that's what it has to be.
It certainly appeared that way. Very smart move on the part of Chris Adams. And now
Yes, he did. This super kick has made a superstar out of Chris Adams all over the world. That is the first time I've seen him use that move and not beat a man, let alone not drop a man. Belly to back suplex. Both men's shoulders are down. Watch Chris Adams at the end of this. There's one, two. Now watch, shoulders up. It's the shoulder blade, not the deltoid muscle. Great move by Chris Adams. He advances.
What a tremendous victory by gentleman Chris Adams. And speaking of Chris Adams, he's standing by right now with our broadcast colleague, Ken Resnick. Ken, take it away.
There was no question, gentleman Chris Adams, certainly the fan favorite in that matchup with the Warlord. Chris Adams emerging victorious. And Chris, you know, we've talked so many times, your experience with the round system, I think it really showed in that match against the Warlord. It's almost like you didn't want to try and pin him the first round, just wear him down.
That's what I was trying to do, Ken. I was trying to wear him down, and it's very, very tough. He's a big man. He's about 350 pounds. He's solid muscle. He's got no fat on him. He's fit. That is a hard man to beat. But you know what? I feel that the people are 100% behind gentleman Chris Adams, and that makes me feel strong inside. And I really think that is the reason that I won that match. I feel proud about it, Ken.
Chris, let me ask you, with your experience, you now have the opportunity. You'll be facing the winner of Greg Valentine and Jimmy Powers. That matchup still to come. Does that give you an advantage, being able to sit and scout that?
Yeah, it really does. You know, you watch the other parties. Greg Valentine, second-generation wrestler. My money's on you, so I'm looking out for you.
Well, a very confident young man, gentleman Chris Adams, and what a victory again, Terry. That's the mark of a superstar right there. Real intelligent, rolling that shoulder.
Oliver Humperdinck.
Yeah, but you look at this, we're going right to another match. Unbelievable, only here in the AWF.
Well, this is the place to be, and professional wrestling fans all over the country respond. Oh, good heavens. What is that?
That's a troll. He just doesn't have his hair sticking straight up.
Well, don't adjust the contrast on your set, ladies and gentlemen. He does look that way. Oh, good Lord. Look at that. Sir Oliver Humperdinck. And there is Cowboy Bob Orton Jr., one of the great veterans in the sport of professional wrestling. Not Oliver Humperdinck, for heaven's sakes. He's a veteran. I don't know how great he is.
Philadelphia, weighing 250 pounds, Johnny Gunn.
They say that the winner of this matchup will be the new American Wrestling Federation champion. They think this kid's got what it takes, but can he get by the veteran in Cowboy Bob Orton Jr.? We're going to find out.
Well, Johnny Gunn, tremendously popular, particularly with the female contingent of wrestling fans here in the American Wrestling Federation.
Hey, those girls should be cheering me, not him.
Don't worry about it. A great young lion in this sport, and certainly he's got his work cut out for him. Stay with us, everybody. We're coming back for this great get Oliver Humperdinck out of the ring. Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. one-on-one with Johnny Gunn. Terry, this one promises to be just great.
No, you stupid idiot. Terry's not here. I see it's a tournament. It's unbelievable. The American Wrestling Federation. I want excitement. Here I am.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's toss it right now.
Wait a minute.
Take a hike. Let's toss it to a Warriors corner.
That's right. You see, Hurricane tried to step in front of the roughneck, Mr. Hughes, and he went down with the sidewalk slam. Then came on the Superfly. He got the same type of medicine. Now then, next week, Tito Santana, you're going down with the sidewalk slam. I guarantee you're going down for the last time.
Well, there's the wild man, the roughneck, Mr. Hughes. Where did you go, and who was that sat in for you for a second there?
I have no idea. I felt a tap on the shoulder, got yanked out of my chair, and I'm back. What did I miss? I heard Mr. Hughes screaming about Tito Santana in the second round. But look at what we got going on in the ring right now. The veteran Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. taking care of business here. But look, all he's done is angered this young man. What a body on this Johnny Gunn.
Oh, he is really put together, and there Orton complaining to the referee about the closed fist. Certainly Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. would never unload a haymaker with a closed fist.
Well, he's a cowboy and he lives on a ranch. Why not a haymaker?
Oh, for heaven's sakes. Back to the action in the ring, ladies and gentlemen, as Johnny Gunn maintains that side headlock. This guy is so popular. Fans are behind him from the minute they see him. And I know you're a little bit jealous of the ladies following him after the matches. You know you are, admit it.
I can't admit that, but I will. He does have all the girls, and I just wish he'd leave a couple for the rest of us. They don't have to be good looking either.
Thank you. That helps me.
Boy, does it. Or even has sight.
Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. backs Johnny Gunn into the corner now. Referee trying to position himself in between the two. Oh, but there's Orton with that left. That shot. And the referee maybe ought to be a little bit taller next time. And there again, right to the bridge of the nose.
That Billy Silverman, the referee's got a tough job. He's got Zapperstein on his side. Everybody in this tournament knows that if they break the rules, that Zapperstein's going to back up the official's decision, no matter what it might be. Great offense here by Johnny Gunn.
Look at the staying power of this kid as he works on the veteran. Bob Orton Jr.'s second generation. His father, a great star in wrestling throughout the 1950s and 60s. And I've got to believe his son has surpassed even his greatness.
Yeah, but that was then, and this is now. Bob Orton Jr. fighting for his life to get into the quarterfinals because Chris Adams will take on the winner of this match.
Well, it certainly is heating up here in the American Wrestling Federation, and Orton heats things up by drilling Johnny Gunn to the midsection with that knee, and there's that uppercut. And now the veteran from Kansas City is taking charge, much to the delight of whatever that is outside the ring, Oliver Humperdinck.
Yeah, Humperdinck is always in the mix, isn't he? Whenever it's hot and heavy, whenever there's something to be won, whenever the stakes are high, it's new, fresh, and different. You know Humperdinck's going to be in the middle of it. That's why he's here.
Count of two. And Bob Orton Jr. tried to put away Johnny Gunn there, rather ineffectual cover there. Whipped all the way across the ring. Oh, he telegraphed it. In for the count. 1, 2. Oh, was that close?
I'm telling you, I think the winner of this match is going to be the one to get into the quarterfinals. But see how they picked it up? They picked up the pace as they know that the time is running low.
He's attempting it anyway. Can he get him over? He certainly can. In for the count. 1 and 2 and again. Within a half a count of what I would see as a major upset.
Yeah, Johnny's getting frustrated. Orton's just hanging on. Is Johnny going to make a mistake? He's young. He's new. He's got 7 seconds. 6. Oh, the time's going low. Reversal. 2, 3.
Wait a minute.
Oh, man.
Wait a second now.
Right on the wire.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, you talk about a fine line. You talk about cutting it right down to the very last second.
Yeah, but look here, both referees are talking about it. Johnny Gunn on top. Billy Silverman, the referee, conferring with Jesse Hernandez, who's there watching the clock. Because we have a round system, you have to have an extra official always watching to make sure the clock doesn't expire.
Oh, there it is.
He beat the gun in more ways than one.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, incredible. This is where that round system and that clock comes into play. So very important in the American Wrestling Federation. There couldn't have been more than an eighth of a second, Terry, between a victory for Bob Orton Jr. and going into round number 2.
Yeah, so now we know it's going to be Bob Orton Jr. taking on Chris Adams. This kid right here, if he could have hung on an 18th of a second, he'd have been in the quarterfinals.
Let's take a look here, Terry.
Now watch this, a cross body block. Orton pulls himself on top, using that experience. Now, Silverman sees the hand on the back, but right there, as he gets around the side, he pulls the tights. There is your winner, and look at the reaction of Johnny Gunn. Very disappointed.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, just that close. Bob Orton Jr. advances to the next round in the tournament. And right now, our broadcast colleague Ken Resnick is standing by with Bob Orton Jr.
Well, put it down. Cowboy Bob Orton, again under the guidance of Sir Oliver Humperdinck, now moves into the quarterfinals. His opponent, none other than Coco Beware. Sir Oliver, how many different shirts do you have?
It doesn't matter about my shirts. What matters is Bob Orton Jr. The women out there have been running in. Humperdinck, your body is so good. It's so beautiful. Please cover it up when you're on TV because you drive us wild. Well, Johnny Gunn, you're the first victim. You found out today exactly what it means to step into the ring with Cowboy Bob. Well, let me tell you, it was predicted. He said it. I said it. Gunn, you're going to go down, and down you went, brother. And now, in the tournament, next week, the Birdman, Coco Beware. Well, big deal, big bad Coco Beware. Bring your parent, bring his brother, bring his daddy. Because that's the man you're going to face right here Predictions always come true when you have the ability to back it up, baby. And I have that ability, as Johnny Gunn just found out. Coco Beware, I know you're a tough man. I know you fought hard to get where you are. But here's where you stop, Daddy, because you're stepping in there against a man who has a desire to win this championship. And you are not going to stand in my way.
I'm telling you, Sir Oliver Humperdinck slobbers right through the screen. Terry Taylor, didn't you say that the winner of that matchup was going to be gentleman Chris Adams?
No, I said Coco Beware.
You did no such thing. You blew it. You made a mistake. Look at the brackets.
It's right here.
They're right in front of you.
That's right. That's what I said.
I've got to carry you week after week.
You are weak. Get with the program.
Well, talk about your tried and true veterans in this sport. Brought to the ring, oh my goodness, by Rico Suave and company. Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Oh, is he even there?
Focus in on the wrestler for a minute, will you?
Okay. Who's the babe? Heck with Rico and heck with Valentine. All right, they got names for everybody except who's she? She can take dictation from me anytime.
I have absolutely no idea who she is. Rico Suave, once again, a total eclipse of your television screen as he brings Greg the Hammer Valentine to the ring. This one promises to be a very, very interesting matchup indeed.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go frisk that young lady to make sure she's not carrying a foreign object. Nick, I'll be right back.
No, you sit down right here. You don't go anywhere. You call the action. Come here. Greg the Hammer Valentine, ladies and gentlemen, brings a lot of years of experience to the ring right now. And his opponent, we use the phrase young lions quite often. This is a perfect example. A tremendously gifted athlete.
Yeah, Jimmy Powers always runs to the ring. Great body on this guy. There he goes. Gets that momentum. Boom. Straight to the ring. No shaking hands. He gets in there. He's going to take care of business. What a great young athlete. What a matchup.
The veteran against the youngster, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with us. You're watching the American Wrestling Federation. Gentlemen, we're back as Greg the Hammer Valentine gets set to do battle with Jimmy Powers. Oh, please. Valentine and Suave with a little whatever that was over in the corner.
I think I should go do that to that young lady. I mean, they did it.
Sit down.
Oh, man. I'd rather sit next to her in a windstorm than sit here with you.
There's no bargain on this end either, believe you me. Greg the Hammer Valentine, why in the world this man needs somebody like Rico Suave is beyond me. Valentine has won championships in every wrestling federation he has ever appeared all over the world. Where did he pick up that parasite?
Para what? Yeah, you're right, though. I try to make fun of Rico Suave, but he does nothing good. Great drop toe hold there. And if you want to talk about pure wrestling machines, if you look up wrestler in the dictionary, you're going to see a picture of Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Oh!
Great Kazuri kick. That's a Japanese move. Jimmy Powers just caught him on the top of the head. Didn't drop Valentine. I'm amazed.
Well, Valentine is very frustrated. He better not take Jimmy Powers lightly. We've seen that young man in action many, many times. He is more than capable of pulling off an upset here against Greg Valentine.
Well, who's saying it's an upset?
Right, good point.
Everybody in this tournament is here for a reason. Great drop toe hold, followed up again. Last time he got that leg, he got kicked in the noggin. Jimmy Powers gets him, kicks him off, gets off his back. Side headlock, quick takeover.
You know, I still can't get over the fact that you have the matchup all wrong for next week. It's Coco Beware, one-on-one with Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. You look at the brackets.
If you don't get off me, I'm going to go sit next to that girl. Check her for foreign objects.
Sit down.
Oh, man. You blister me. I try to get in here and be half of the partner in broadcast excellence that you need, and all you can bring up is one mistake I made. Oh, man.
Very smart maneuver. You betcha. And now the tide of battle has turned. Greg the Hammer Valentine is methodical. Once he sees that you're injured, he'll go right for that body part as he is doing right now to the leg and the thigh of Jim Powers. This is one very dangerous individual.
Yeah, the one thing about Valentine, he's got those clubbing-like maneuvers to draw the air out of you, but then he works on your lower extremities, otherwise known as the legs. And he's got that figure four that has brought him many, many championships. Devastating maneuver. It's a submission hold, and if done right, like Valentine does it with the
certainly, we've mentioned his methodical style. There's nothing flashy about him, but he gets the job done, and there's that Boston Crab. The referee asking Powers if he wants to concede.
But look, you've got to be sitting on the guy's lower back. He's so busy trying to grab that rope, he can't get the leverage he needs. You've got to try to get your opponent's toes in the back of his own head, and Valentine knew he didn't have the leverage he wanted, so he went into a key lock on the legs, drives a knee into the lower back, and we know we got 20 seconds left. Hit the afterburners.
Well, somebody's got to turn it on right here if they want to end it before round one. Powers with the crossbody. This could do it. Oh, just that close.
A breath away. And right back to the headlock because those legs got to be in bad shape. Another 2 count. 3 seconds left. We're going to have to go into round 2.
Well, that's the end of the first round, and now these two still jockeying for position here. You know, you have to believe, Terry, that had Jim Powers had his wits about him a little bit more, he might have been able to mount more of an offense in the waning seconds of that round, but he took a pounding from Greg the Hammer Valentine, and we go into round 2, and here is again where that rest period comes into play, really for both wrestlers at this point.
Yeah, I was listening in the corner, and I think I heard Valentine.
Hey, Rico. Oh, what are you talking on the phone about?
Wait a minute now, what does he have that phone for? Suave.
He's got a secretary at ringside, a phone. Who's he calling to give Valentine any kind of information? I don't know. Maybe he's calling the stock market. I don't know. Get us a tip, would you?
Well, Greg the Hammer Valentine, again, I do not understand it. Why in the world he needs somebody like Suave unless Rico flashed some greenbacks in front of him and convinced Greg the Hammer he'd be better off with a manager in his corner. I have no idea.
Hey, excuse me, Terry Taylor, man. I want to get in here and say that this is the greatest wrestling in the world, dude. And what's the American Wrestling Federation going to do? Win the largest arms in the world. Go wild on you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for the...
Give me my headset back, you bald-headed geek.
Who was that?
I don't know, but if he tries to take my headset away again, I'm going to beat him up and drop a leg on him.
Back to the action. You know, we've been getting a lot of those interruptions from people who would like, apparently, to be part of the American Wrestling Federation.
2 count. This is the most happening wrestling on the planet. Everybody wants to be a part of it. If you're not in this tournament, if you're not in the American Wrestling Federation, you ain't it.
And look at Jimmy Powers trying to mount some sustained offense here. Oh, he telegraphed it. That was Western Union time. And the veteran Greg the Hammer saw that one coming, and he unloaded on Jimmy Powers.
I'm just one man. Why is everybody taking my headset? I'm 240 pounds. I'm all man in a yard wide. Why don't they take your headset?
Call security. We've got to keep them out of here. Look at this now, trying for that figure 4.
Jimmy's fighting it. Don't let him cross those legs. Kick to the face. He understands how important this tournament is. He knows if that figure 4 gets out, he's going to have to submit. Nobody gets out of the figure 4.
Jim Powers now running his head into that top turnbuckle. And if Powers can just keep it going here for any length of time, he may be able to pull off a victory here. Oh, face first to the canvas.
Timber! He dropped him like a big tree. But look at Jimmy Powers. This is one of the things about Jimmy that I've seen. He stalls. He doesn't take advantage. When you smell blood, you have to attack. Especially against somebody like Valentine. Quick kick, miss knee. Follow up, Jimmy. I'm begging you. Oh, he throws it down by the face. What for?
Wait a second. Now, come on, Powers. This is buying Greg Valentine an awful lot of time here.
He's going for the figure 4. Valentine's move. He went right into a small package and loses.
Well, there it is, the difference between a veteran and a relative newcomer. Greg the Hammer Valentine rolled Jimmy Powers up into that small package and got the Duke just that fast.
Yeah, you see Jimmy Powers getting the approval of the crowd. The crowd doesn't win matches. It's great to have him behind you. Turns into the figure 4. Greg Valentine was playing possum. He baited Jimmy Powers. Got him where he wanted him. Hangs on tight inside cradle. That man, Greg Valentine, advances in the American Wrestling Federation tournament.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, you're looking at one of the great veterans, Greg the Hammer Valentine. Stay with us, everybody. We're coming right back. Don't hit the American Wrestling Federation. Terry, the tournament continues. Coco Beware advances.
Yeah, and he's going to be going up against against Bob Orton Jr., who just barely beat Johnny Gunn.
Chris Adams, the gentleman, he is also advancing in the tournament.
Greg Valentine beats the young lion Jimmy Powers.
And there you see, ladies and gentlemen, how the matchups take shape for next week, and you will see all those matchups next week, time permitting. This is great. For Ken Rustic and Terry Taylor, this is Mick Hirsch. So long, everybody.
You've made the right choice with the American Wrestling Federation. So until next week, you're dismissed.